This is my normal keyboard that you guys always see. And this one is the world's smallest keyboard that's actually functional. Well, technically you can get one that's 3 buttons, but that's not really a keyboard at that point. This is a keyboard. So we're not only going to review this thing, but we're also going to test it out, see how it performs. But I do have some unfortunate news. Since this is a keyboard, sometimes there's software that has to go with it, just like any other ones. And that's not only to program it on how to update software, but also to program the different types of lighting modes that are in here. So it's not like you could just press this one and it'll change. It's the software that you have to download. And the only problem is I'm not able to download it. So this little keyboard is from ByteX, and they give you a whole instruction sheet on how to work everything. But unfortunately, again, it doesn't allow me to download the software that is needed. Now, for those of you who don't know, in order to download some software, it's in this file type .exe. If there's no file type that is with the .exe, then it's not technically a software. When you're downloading software from a Chinese company or a foreign company, it's not always the best thing. That's why you have antiviruses. That's why you have all these different things to protect you, especially if you're just unknowledgeable. And yeah, let's just go with that. Unless you're just unknowledgeable, then bad things happen. On the instruction sheet, it gives you this little website that you have to go to, which I've gone, and this is where it gets you to, which is looks like a Dropbox folder that has a zip file in it. Has all these different things as well, which I don't know what half of these are. Yeah, it's a little odd. Another thing is, it tells you to download this guy right here. And of course, watch what happens when I open it. Can't load this file type. This file type is unsupported here. So there is no if, ands, or buts. I simply cannot download any software that is with this little guy. So I can connect the keyboard. I'm sure it'll turn on with RGB and stuff. But I cannot download the configuration software, which means I cannot open it to search devices and configure the functions of it. I can't do multi-layer configuration. I can't do any lighting effects. I can't do online updates, which I was talking about with the software. It's getting a little dark in here, so I had to turn on the little underglow. Again, there's no light in here, and this thing does not work that well. Lately, it's been giving me a yellow light instead of a white light, which does impact the way I see this video coming out. Anyways, let's go ahead and plug this little keyboard in, and maybe we'll be able to get something out of it. Just as an FYI, it's not going to act like this kind of keyboard. Basically, something this small is going to essentially be your up, down, left, right, and then whatever these 2 buttons are. Granted, I could be totally wrong on even that, but I'm gonna try it out. You know what, let's just plug it in. Stop raining. So it's time to unplug my 60% keyboard and show you guys what this thing is all about. Now, in the package, it does give you a USB Type-C to USB cable, but fortunately, I don't ever need to use it because I have a coiled one from Matrix Keyboards. The only thing and the only good product they've ever made. But anyways, let's plug it in and wow. It is a very bright little keyboard. This is just for comparison, by the way. I'm kind of glad I did this at night too, because it makes this thing look so much better. My hand's probably about 8 inches long. That's insane. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not so confident in this thing actually working, but I guess the best case scenario is just to open up like a Word document or something. Oh wait, that's right. I'd have to plug in the other, yeah. I have a Word document up now, and this, I obviously had to plug this guy back in, so we're gonna re-unplug it, plug this guy back in, using one arm here, just in case. I think I can get this. This is like the ultimate mission. And mission success. I'm gonna try and record this as best as possible. You can already see it to the end here because I accidentally pressed the button. But look at this, watch, ready? Okay, that's A, B, C, D, E, and F. So what happens if we do a DA? There is no up and down arrow. This is kind of cool though, it works. Y'all need to hear this. Because this thing, I forgot to mention, also has Cherry MX red switches. Really want to see what's under here because well, turns out it's really easy to pull off the keycaps for this guy. Again, Cherry MX red switches. It may not even be an actual Cherry MX red because this thing, I think it's super dampened. So there's definitely not, yeah, it's definitely dampened. There's no actual sign of a Cherry MX red. It's just a red switch. So If it was Cherry MX Red, it'd be super clicky and there's a whole different formation within that actual key switch that you would actually notice. This one, I think, just has a big old dampener in the actual, or like the spring is just very calm, tranquil, very demure. Very impressed by it though. I honestly wish my keyboard sounded like this all the time. And after further inspection, I noticed the build quality on this little keyboard is insane. Most of those big keyboard companies don't even come close to this. So if you're kind of asking yourself, what is the point of this little keyboard? Well, technically nothing, because nobody would ever use this kind of keyboard. It's not even really a keyboard, it's actually like a little switch more than anything. I get that it has keys, key switches, and a board, but are you really gonna do anything on this? No. So technically, I think if you did have the program and you did have the software that was able to be implemented within the PC, and then you could program it via the software and the program, then I'm sure it actually serves some sort of purpose, and more than likely this is going to be a macro keyboard. So say if you're in a business trip or something and you want this key to be designated for, I don't know, deletion of a page. Yeah, okay, you click that button. Or you want this one to be copy and paste. That could be that one, you know, so on and so forth. You have 6 different individual buttons. Not necessarily saying you can't use it for gaming, because you probably could. Up, down, left, and right type of thing. But other than that, yeah, it's more like a macro keyboard than anything. And are you really gonna use it? Probably not. But I think it's still pretty cool that this thing, 1, sounds great. 2, the build quality, I wish you guys could feel through a camera, and maybe AI will let you do that at some point in time. But this build quality, nice. Super impressed with it. Kind of unfortunate with the software, so I couldn't really do everything that I wanted to do with it, but beggars can't be choosers. But I wish in the review I could have done that. But the thing is, as I was mentioning, like how PC has antivirus, sometimes it really does save you. So if you go above and beyond and go through that, then that's probably a problem that's going to end up happening that's going to be way worse than even for any content creation. This guy here just has the Windows 10 security system. There is no Norton, there is no anything else. So essentially, if it's not being allowed through that guy, it ain't going to be allowed through anything. So just be very mindful that if you don't have Norton and it doesn't allow you to download an exe file, then it's probably best to just stay away from it. Because normally you can. Also, I'm not saying in this video that you should stay away from exe files. It's just ones that are not good, because obviously every program runs off of an exe file. Like for instance, Battle.net, Fortnite, Epic Games, all of them run off of an exe file. That's how you download things. That's a software. Without that thing, there is no updates. There is no nothing. It's just a coding system that I don't know. I don't know about it, okay? But I'd say for what it's worth, for everything here, I'd say a solid 9 out of 10. The only thing that hurts me is the price, because this guy here was $50. But I guess, honestly, this is the time and place when, for what you pay for is what you get. So for $50, a little macro keyboard here, you know, it works pretty well.